Most people think that the point of money is to buy more things. But for me, I feel like the point of money is to buy freedom. For a long time, I worked hard because I felt that I needed to work in order to earn the things that I wanted in my life. I made money so I could afford the newest gadgets, to continuously upgrade my iPhone, to get the latest MacBooks, to buy the coolest and cutest clothing, and to keep up with the version of success that society told me was the best for me. But eventually something clicked for me. I realized that I didn't want more stuff. What I wanted was more time to think, more time to breathe, more time to live on my own terms. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the mindset shift that moved me from seeing money as a means to buy more things to a tool that could buy me my freedom. Welcome to Live Free with Sherry. On this channel, we talk about freedom as it relates to our finances, travel, and mindset. If you are new here, please click a like and subscribe if you love conversations about living freely, seizing your life, and designing a life on your own terms. So I want to jump right into this topic about our ideas about money. The more that I, read up and learn about the psychology of money, it blows my mind every day how our relationship with money is manipulated and shaped from our early ages. Through popular media and advertising, we are constantly exposed to marketing that serves the purpose of telling us that there are inadequacies in our life that need to be healed or improved by means of purchasing new things. From a young age, you are confronted with billboards and commercials that show you that your life will be so much more exciting if you bought that new Barbie doll or if you got that new toy car. And you are influenced to see a connection between money and things. And this used to guide my life for a long time. I used to have a shopping problem where I constantly was influenced by social media, by things that I saw on TV and on Instagram and on social media, where I would see other women like dressed up so cute and the outfits were, so nice. And I would immediately go to their link in their bio to try to see where they bought the clothes, and I would purchase. And I would feel that if I could just look a little bit better, if I could just present myself in this way, that I would finally feel happy, that I would finally look good. But it just led me down this never ending cycle of constantly wanting to buy more things in order to keep up with an appearance that I thought was worthy, that I thought looked good. And I felt like it was just it wasn't sustainable. It was a continuous process of spending. And I noticed that I was constantly, every single year, having to clear out my wardrobe, bring things to the secondhand shop and rebuy new things, because I was falling into the habits of continuously buying trendy outfits and things that looked good for the time that eventually no longer would fit the trendy style, and as a result would have to be thrown out. And that created a wasteful cycle in my life, and I just got fed up. I just felt like it was so wasteful, the amount of clothing that I was buying to then throw away not even a year later or after a few wears. I am still currently in the process of decluttering all of the clothes that I've had for years and parting ways with clothes that I once thought were really, really nice that I no longer enjoy. And it still feels hard, even though these clothing items are, tattered and old. It just feels hard to put them in the garbage, knowing that I spent so much money on them. But things eventually shifted for me. I started to change my perspective, because one day, while thinking and reflecting about my money journey and my relationship with money, I started to think about my monthly expenses. On average, I spend between $3,000 to $4,000 per month on my overall expenses, in my fixed expenses and my variable expenses, including clothing and all of that. And then I started to think that every time I'm able to save $3,000 to $4,000, essentially I'm able to buy myself 1 month of freedom, because it costs $3,000 to $4,000 to upkeep my current lifestyle. If I'm able to save $3,000 to $4,000, I'm able to earn myself 1 month of freedom, 1 month off to enjoy and do as I please, within my budget, I should say. And that switched everything for me. That month off could be a month where I did not have have to feel stressed. That month could be off where I could have the time to indulge in creative pursuits, to learn, to flow, to travel, or to just simply have more time and more control over my life. That single decision changed the way that I look at money, and it changed every financial decision that I made after that. Now I only buy things that truly matter to me, not what I'm influenced to buy through popular media and through external forces. So now when I'm deciding what to buy, I use this little system or this little money rule for myself. Before I buy things, I do this little mental calculation with myself where I ask myself, how many hours of time will it cost me in order to buy this item? I'm going to say that again. How many hours of time will it cost me in order to purchase this item? So for example, if I make, let's say, $25 per hour at my 9-to-5 job, and I want to go out for a brunch with my friends that ends up costing me $125 with the tip included. Rather than looking at that as $125 spent, I look at that as costing me 5 hours of worked time in order to earn that brunch. And when I look at this cost benefit analysis, it allows me to be more intentional about wanting to spend the money on that experience. If something costs me 5 hours of my time, I ask myself, does this item or does this experience feel worth it to give up 5 hours of my time? And honestly, sometimes the answer is yes. Like when I really think about the things that I value, like travel, for example, like time on my hands, like fitness, things like getting my gym membership feels like a really good deal to me because my gym membership costs $90 per month. So that feels like a good amount spent for the amount of value that I get. When I travel to different countries and I do my trips across the world, I feel like that is good value spent because it contributes to, my growth in mindset, my courageousness, my bravery, my exposure to new cultures, my overall experience, the amount of countries that I have under my belt. It contributes to me as a person in so many ways, so many invaluable ways that I feel like the cost that I put towards travel, I feel like I get my money's worth and I get my investment back tenfold. But sometimes when I do this cost value benefit analysis, sometimes I realize that things are actually not worth it. For example, buying a clothing item from, a polyester clothing item from Shein or from one of those fast fashion brands, that doesn't really seem worth it to me because oftentimes I will wear that item just once and then I will throw it out. Sometimes going to super bougie restaurants just for the experience where maybe the aesthetic is nice, but the actual food is not that great, or the vibes are nice, but the actual food is not that great. I don't see that as great value for me. So I would alternatively, maybe go to a restaurant where the food is really, really good and the price point is a little bit more affordable. So I just use that as a system or as a means for me to figure out what things are truly valuable to me in my life and if the time that I had to work to earn that money is worth it for gaining that item or experience. So overall, the point of this video is that I'm urging you to redefine and think about your relationship with money. In order to start saving more money or to have more money to invest, you might have to change your relationship with money. Stop seeing money as a means to buy more things, to look good, to look a certain way, to keep up with the Joneses. The harsh reality is thinking like that, thinking that money is a tool to buy more things, often keeps you in this vicious cycle of earning money to then buy things to have to then earn money to upkeep those things. And if you already have a toxic relationship with your work or you are already suffering from burnout, that only further pushes you into that cycle of burnout in order to upkeep and maintain that lifestyle. You need to start seeing money for what it truly is. Money is a tool, and you are the person that truly has the final say for how that tool is used as it relates to your life. Money is a tool that can buy back your time and your freedom. Money can create and open up breathing room for you. Money is a tool that can give you choices and experiences. And money can buy you freedom and time with your family. Because at the end of the day, is the real goal just to own more and more things? Or is it to have time to yourself, time to decide how you lead your life? For me, the point of life is to do every and anything that I choose to do with my time. If you want more free time and more time to dilly-dally and live your life on your own terms, you need to change your relationship with money. Stop seeing it as a tool to convert into buying more things that keeps you stuck in this rat race that you are trying to leave. Start seeing it as something that literally can buy you back your time. Because at the end of the day, that is what money is truly for. It is a tool for freedom. And once you start to see it this way, you can start to live your life differently. And you don't need to be rich to start living freely. You can start now. You can start the process now. You can take mini breaks right now if you decide to change your relationship with money. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.